Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Starladder Season 8, Day 8. We've got Game 3 of 5 coming up here. Power Rangers versus Aspera. I'm Sayori. With me once again is Merlini. And we've got another game coming up for you guys. Now, Merlini, before we get too far into this one, I think it's important to note that last game we saw, next.kz tapped out because of lag issues. Technically, Aspera won, and then following that match, Aspera did opt to decide they'll replay it. Good manners coming out from Aspera. They're going to replay it at a later, undisclosed date yet to be determined. But Aspera versus next.kz, that last match, basically going to be a wash.
To have some mannered members in the community.
Yeah, it's nice. Although
they have problems in the club, man.
All the rares got returned though from the people that won, so that was a little bit upsetting. Apparently, a GG is different from a postpone in terms of betting. So chat blew up with some drama there for a minute or two. Rightfully so. Rares are important. Let's talk about this draft.
They are.
Oh, they are. They are. So, the first takeaway I have here is Doom first banned by Power Rangers. Merlini, I don't know what to say about this other than I'm confused. I
don't know. I haven't actually seen Aspera play too much, so I've seen them play maybe like 3 games. So I'm a little unfamiliar with their draft, but I have never seen them first pick Storm.
Yeah, they or Doom.
Or Doom.
Yeah, Doom. Yeah. I was gonna say I have seen them maybe not first pick Storm, but they definitely do grab that Storm Spirit a lot. He's gonna be third pick here, one of Sharfik's signature heroes, and they do run Doom on occasion. I definitely have. I can picture Wall Eater and Ink Visitor both playing Doom, so they do run him from time to time. But I don't know. I won't harp on it too much here. Lich was the first pick for Power Rangers, and Aspera gonna grab that I was gonna say Marana Veno combo. Second pick Weaver by Power Rangers. Looks pretty standard so far. The only outlier aside from that Doom first ban is the Elder Titan fourth ban from Power Rangers. Both teams opting to pass up what could have been a first pick Elder Titan.
Too good to pass up, man. Too good to pass up.
Yeah.
The hero is Redonkadonk, man. Can't let him get through.
Can't let him get through, indeed. So interesting. Storm Spirit. It's always scary to let Aspera get Storm Spirit because Sharfik, I don't know what it is about him on Storm Spirit, but he is he's a destroyer of worlds, man. He crushes dreams with that hero. Queen of Pain is going to be grabbed by Power Rangers to try and slow him down, but I have seen Sharfik single-handedly beat Queen of Pains before. Whoever has him on Power Rangers will certainly have their work cut out for him. Probably going to be ZXC, but he's going to have a tough road ahead of him for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think that giving him Storm is a mistake if you don't have that much silence. They don't have any disables right now, which is a big mistake. Maybe they can draft like a Lion later, but even then it's still very difficult to manage a Storm Spirit. So they're just giving Aspera what they're like to. They like to run Wall Eater pot him too. He's very comfortable with that hero and played it pretty well, farmed a pretty fast minus and hit decent arrows. So I think Aspera is more in their comfort zone than Power Rangers are. But I mean, at the same time, I forgot who played Queen of Pain the other day. I think it was I actually don't remember, but he was like solo safe lane and he just owned Super Strong Dinosaur so hard with that Queen of Pain. So I think Queen of Pain may be a little bit underrated if you can play the hero well.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We see her sometimes. Some teams are a little more comfortable running her than others, but yeah, definitely has some power. And now Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit in a 1v1 kind of vacuum matchup again without the supports roaming in and all that kind of stuff. The edge does go to Queen of Pain against players of equal skill, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I thought so.
Actually, with the Shadow Strike nerf, maybe that hurts Queen of Pain a little bit. Storm didn't actually get nerfed, and Queen of Pain or Shadow Strikes at level 1 and 2, and that's actually a pretty big deal. So I haven't seen the matchup too much since then, but prior to that, certainly so.
So we'll see what Power Rangers want to do here. They're going to burn most of their bonus time with this fourth pick, perhaps maybe taking heed to what you mentioned about their lack of crowd control to try and deal with this Storm Spirit. They're going to grab themselves a Bane, not a bad pick here. Deny it from the Marana combo and also grab a little bit of Lockdown, at least going to get the Fiend's Grip.
Wonder who their offlane is going to be. There's no Clockwork available. Darkseer, not really that much Lockdown, doesn't synergize too well with their lineup.
Timbersaul's available, really sure, but that doesn't solve their Lockdown problem.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Nothing really stands out to me right now. Elder Titan would have been nice, but they don't have it.
There's the Timbersaul final ban from Aspera. So at least we're on the same wavelengths there. Now, what do Aspera want? They've got their mid laner, obviously, and they have a couple options here as well. They could off-lane that Mirana and do a tri-lane with the Wind Ranger Veno. But, whoa, they're going to take the Magnus. Maybe this won't be a solo mid-Storm Spirit. I'm not sure how Aspera are going to lane this.
I'm not sure either. It's going to be really weird to lane a Magnus in this lineup. Support mag? Beats me. Okay, Dragon Knight's definitely a good lockdown. So they're going to do Dragon Knight, so I think Queen of Pain safe lane, and then try offensive, possibly.
Yeah, very well may work for me. I'm just still curious how Aspera are going to try and line this up. It could be a 2.
If it's an offlane mag, he's going to get crushed so hard by the Queen of Pain too. That's a really terrible matchup for mag, especially in the side lane.
Wow, Sharfik going to be the one playing the Magnus here?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. What in the world is going on?
Weird things are happening here on the side of Aspera. I mean, Storm Spirit is his hero. This is weird. So going to be Magnus mid, no doubt. Okay. Blah Blah Fu going to be on the Venomancer. Cat for KM going to be on the Mirana. He's going to be stationed up near this top lane here, so probably going to be a long lane Mirana. And then down in the bottom, Ink Visitor on the Wind Runner. And Wall Eater going to be on the Storm Spirit.
So farming Storm in the safe lane. That's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe.
I mean,
didn't they do well with it the other day? I forget who watched Team Rain. Maybe it was Aspera.
Oh yeah, where they had him up top. Who was it? Let me look in the
history. I don't remember who that was actually.
The matches run together so quickly for me. Was that what could it have possibly been? It would have been
retry. It was the retry actually.
Oh, it was the retry. The retry versus OSG match, Game 4 on Wednesday. So. That sounds semi.
Because it was PPG in the offlane as
Oh yeah, PGG. So, alright, going to be interesting here. We'll see how it fares for him. We'll see where Blah Blah Fu ends up as well. Very well may rotate his way down to the bottom, but may try and keep Mirana company up top. On the dire side, we do have Team Power Rangers. They're mighty and they're morphin'. We'll see if they can take out Aspera here in this match. Moon going to be in the long lane, playing on the Weaver. In the mid, going to be ZXC, playing on the Dragon Knight. F-God going to be on the Bane, right now rotating his way up to that top lane. He's going to join his good buddy Cheshire Cat, playing on the Queen of Pain. And then, of course, J4 here, going to be on Lichy, heading his way up to the top lane as well. So it is going to be a Magnus DK mid lane.
You're still going to call him, I think it's Lich?
Lichy?
Lichy? How's it Lichy?
I don't know. I just think it's a cute way to say his name.
Okay. As long as you don't think it's the actual pronunciation.
No, absolutely not, man. That's just my attempt at linguistic humor. So, alright. Magnus Dragonite in the mid. Who do you take here, Merlini?
Well, if Magnus keeps getting enfeebled, I think it's an easy one for Dragonite. But I'd say it's fairly even. Both have kill potential with ganks coming in. But I think Magnus a little bit more so because it's skewered in the tower. But then again, he won't take that much damage from tower if he's level 4 and has level 1 of his Dragon's Blood in. But mostly just going to be a farm fest. Shockwave does cost less mana than Breathe Fire. So I think Mag has the upper edge and slightly in farming. And
Bane going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He did get Galed. And Sharfik going to take the Dragon Tail. They're going to be forced to turn. I don't think either side going to be able to secure a kill here. Though ZXC does have his cooldowns up. Might be able to do something else. Not going to be able to secure the kill. Man, that enfeeble is so annoying.
That Venomancer, or the Bane was just like, screw this, I am not running away. I am slowed, and that is a mistake that a lot of players make because Venomancer doesn't actually slow attack speed with his Venomous Gale, and neither does Sharfik with his Skewer, and a lot of players just run away. But if you just stand there and attack, you're not really losing out on anything by being slowed, especially with a really low damage spell like Venomous Gale, which only does 25 damage.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people, their first thought is just to run, but sometimes standing your ground does work. I mean, Venomancer not known for his massive amount of survivability, so definitely a viable strategy here. Veno, speaking of the devil, he's going to grab himself that 2-minute rune. It's going to be an invisibility at the bottom position, and he is going to rotate his way down, and I think they may try and set up a kill onto the Weaver. Of course, as we mentioned many a time, Shikuchi does sort of counter the effects of the
right
Gale.
Now.
And yeah, with the
Yes,
Shikuchi
4
down,
seconds, he has to go.
He's going to be in big trouble here. There's the Gale. They're going to get a couple of right clicks off. Oh, what a shackle. I don't know about that angle, but the shackle is going to connect. Still not going to have the damage to finish off Moon.
Yeah, no power shot either. He did not need to win run at level 2 or level 1, I suppose. Maybe if he's exchanging right clicks with Weaver, but having that damage from power shot would have been very close to killing him. He had 83 HP, and power shot would do 90 if it's fully charged.
Yeah, that actually would have probably secured the kill. So missed opportunities there, unfortunately, but still holding steady here. Now, how's our
Cat for KM?
Oh, Cat for KM in a little trouble. He is getting
just
harassed out
zoned
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
J4 going to rotate up. And Queen of Pain farming pretty well. Sitting 11 and 6. How's the Storm Spirit doing down in the bottom lane? Wall Eater actually #1 on last hits. They've done a good job trying to zone out this Weaver. And, you know, Storm, if left unchecked, as we saw in the game the other day,
Venomancer in mid.
can be pretty scary. Yep, he's going to rotate his way in. ZXC on the run. Blah, blah, foo. Not going to get there in time. Just barely going to get enough mana for that Gale. But his presence here will be enough to zone out ZXC for at least a creep wave's worth of experience here for Sharfik.
Until he gets his bottle back, and Lich is over there to help him out in mid. So looks like Queen of Pain, he has 2 points in Shadow Strike. He should be able to zone out Mirana pretty effectively. He does have boots. I wonder what he's going to save it for with his goal. Sometimes we see side lanes Queen of Pain go for a early Ring of Health, although I don't think it's particularly great in this scenario because he mainly has to worry about RP, and I think he also needs an Orchid too. Looks like Magnus will grab a haste. This is really bad for the DK too. He can easily be caught out with a skewer into a venomous Gale, or simply venom scale into a skewer and easily first blooded. So ZXC has to be very, very careful.
Yep. Bane is still nearby though, going to throw yet another Enfeeble to try and make the life of Sharfik that much more difficult as a solo mid laner. But he's holding his own in last hits, actually 3 up on the DK, 18 to 15. So still holding on to a small edge. All in all, a pretty even opener here. Aspera going to take a very small lead to start things off. So about 500 gold, a minor experience advantage as well. A lot of that coming from the Storm Spirit down here. He's doing a good job way out farming this Weaver. Weaver's still only 11 and 4. Not where Moon wants to be, that's for sure.
Queen of Pain has int treads, but is still unable to harass Priestess of the Moon at all. He should play very, very aggressively. Actually, Mirana's higher level, even with the Lich starting on top, so that's probably why he is not. He has an Observer Ward up there, but unable to really utilize this lane. And the Wall Eater, is he going to get caught out?
Oh, looks like he is going to take a bit of damage here. The bugs from Weaver, and he's going to be in big trouble. Not yet level 6. The Shackle going to come. Going to buy him a little bit of time here. Going to move his way about the trees, but unfortunately for him, they've still got vision compliments of this little guy right there. And that's going to be a first blood going the way of Bane. Now Magnus going to make his way down. He's going to try to get a Vengeance kill on Bane here. He's going to get Enfeebled. Does have that Haste Rune on, and I think F-God is going to be slated to fall. The Shockwave to finish him off. That makes it a 1-for-1, but still PR. Going to grab that bit of bonus gold. Arcane Boots for Sharfik.
Ooh, that was close.
Up top. Nope. So, yeah. Good time to gank that Storm Spirit before he hits level 6. That's
Mirana might die out here, too.
the time to gank
She
the
has to
Storm
be
Spirit.
super careful.
Yeah, I think Cheshire Cat should be he might be able to just blink in and finish her off. It might be one more auto attack after that.
There's no need to blink. He can just wait for Shadow Strike. Yeah,
Oh,
I have no idea what Priestess was doing there.
All right, that's going to be an easy kill there coming out for Cheshire Cat. Cat for KM.
Bad.
Playing that a little greedily. Yeah,
That was super greedy. Like, if he doesn't have any reach on him, like 2 Shadow Strikes will almost kill him, especially with a couple of right clicks. And he saw the salve in Cheshire Cat's inventory. It's not like he did anything sneaky. But maybe he didn't expect him to just play that aggressively since he was playing super defensively before Wall Eater. Taking a lot of harass on bottom. Ooh,
Another
nice Jackal.
Shackle gonna connect with 2 heroes. I think that might be enough to keep Wall Eater alive. Again, this bug gonna give him the valuable vision they need. Oh man, Moon gonna be able to die.
Yeah, that is one of the strongest parts about Swarm, is keeping vision on the heroes.
Yep. Swarm, that's what it's called, the Swarm. Yep, the Swarm really responsible for both those kills. Both times Wall Eater was able to move his way down into the trees. And oh no, in the mid, an RP skewer back combo. And unfortunately, the skewer is going to cause a whiff on that Gale. That was an unfortunate bit of timing right there.
Yeah, nice heads-up play by Dragon Knight having that TP scroll on him. He has a lot of HP. If he's at full HP, 929, like, it's so difficult to kill him. Looks like Wall Eater may die again.
Another beautiful Shackle. Same story, different chapter here. Exact same thing that happened last time. This time, Magnus going to port down. Weaver almost going down. Going to survive with 20 hit points to spare. Wow. So this Storm Spirit just went from...
Ring of Health build. Terrible returns on that, though.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the burst damage just to finish him off, and still, I mean, he's died 3 times now between level 5 and level 6. That is about as painful as it gets for a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and PR really capitalizing on the weakness of Storm Spirit at that phase, too. Really smart play by them. Oh, ZXC gets caught out with his wind run already used. That's bad.
Yeah, Ink Visitor there gonna fall.
I think the Ring of Health build is nice for Storm Spirit if you're in a one-on-one situation. If you're not, you really need the move speed, just so you can not get caught by a Frost Nova, not get caught by a Sleep, which most of the time what's been leading off from them. If he gets caught by Storm, you just run away. But a little bit of a greedy build by Wall Eater. At least he didn't save it for Midas, though. But look at him right now. He is just so poor, and he is still under pressure.
Yep, and here we go. Blah Blah Fu gonna pour it in right away. ZXC gonna come in with the stun. This Venomancer gonna be in big trouble here. A few more auto attacks ought to do it. Down he goes. And now ZXC maybe overcommitting a little bit, but still Aspera putting a lot of resources into this. They've got the Magnus, Storm Spirit, and Wind Ranger all down here. The only one not joining the party is Capture KM up top, so at least make it a 1-for-1. Dragonite for Veno. Still, I love the aggression coming out from PR down here, putting non-stop pressure on. Storm Spirit, though, finally going to be level 6, going to have a bit more mobility, so I think Wall Eater going to be a little bit less susceptible to these ganks, but I think a pair of boots will go a long way here.
For him to hit 6. Bane is pretty high level, and so is Lich. Lich is actually a 6.5, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, speaking of Lich, Chain Frost going to come out, going to take some bounces.
Did you see how fast
comes
he
in?
died?
Jesus, he turned Storm Spirit into a puddle. I mean, just obliterated. Now Cheshire Cat not going to be able to be as offensive. He doesn't have the mana pool for it, but that's a free
I like the
kill
no
on the
hesitation
Storm.
chain too.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, well, if you're going to jump on me, I'm just going to chain you in the face. They really underestimated how weak or how strong Lich is at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Like level 7 Lich 9 minutes in is really high level.
Yeah, he's high level, and you know, we think of him as a passive support, but each Chain Frost, even if it doesn't take any bounces, that's still 280 damage to the face with a mini stun. Pretty powerful ability.
And it's slow too.
Yep.
And attack speed slow.
Yeah, and Frost Blast on top of that. I'm not surprised to see Lich turn around on him, but like you said, very nice reaction time to drop the ult right away before he goes down.
And not only that, it's like the 3 kills on a Storm Spirit in quick succession really gave him the levels for that. So looks like Aspera needs a ward over here. They have a ward in mid, but there's like almost been no action in mid aside from that one skewer. So they need to protect Wall Eater a lot more and either have support sit behind him, which no one's sitting behind him right now, or just have a ward so they can actually see the ganks coming so he can position himself safely.
Some rotating going to come out here from Power Rangers. Queen of Pain going to find a new home down in the bottom lane is now Moon holding the mid lane, and Bane continuing to roam about. Now ZXC on the Dragonite going to be the one to go up top and try and tango with the Mirana. While all that was happening in the bottom, Mirana did have a little bit of farming room. Now going to be third in terms of last hits, 40 and 15. So Cat for KM going to boost up that farm just a little bit here. Still middle of the pack, does not have a Midas, and I'm not sure if she's going to be working for one. Grab the Phase Boots first and Basilius. We'll see if this is going to be a Midas Mirana game. Still actually no Midas out on the field, but be happy to see Power Rangers working
maybe
towards
a
that
zero
mech.
Midas game.
Yeah.
Or actually Cat for KM's probably going to get one.
And yeah,
Very
Lich,
close to a blink on Magnus. He's 600 gold away.
oh, that is good news for Aspera. Lich working towards that mech though, so Power Rangers most likely going to be looking to hit a mid-game stride here.
It's really how big are these RPs going to be, and is PR going to be prepared? Are they going to position themselves not to get RP'd? Are they going to have Sentry Wards to deal with the Moonlight Shadow? Are they going to get picked up by Storm too? So I think Aspera has a slightly easier line to execute. PR meanwhile has to split up and gank and position themselves effectively in team fights and be prepared with Sentry Wards. So PR has to go into this mid game knowing what Aspera can bring to them. And the kill score is 2-7, but it's not that big of a deal. Only 1,500 gold difference. They have a Storm, which is extremely difficult to kill without a DK stun, just walking up to him without a Fiend's Grip. And the Blink Magnus RP can completely shut down that initiation.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Riding on the back of Sharfik here. Hopefully his Magnus is as good as his Storm Spirit, because as you mentioned, a couple of good RPs could definitely turn things, but the only RP we've seen so far was Solo in the mid lane and then that skewer back to negate the Gale. So, not off to the best start, but still plenty of more opportunities going to be coming about. Weaver possibly in a little bit of trouble here in the mid. Shackle going to go. It is going to latch. Not in the best position, though. Sharfik not going to go for it.
I like the defensive builds of a lot of these players. Like when we see ZXC going casual bracer, probably not turning in drums since Queen of Pain actually has the drums. We see F God go for, oh, he is so dead. Cat for KM.
RP in the mid, the Shackle, the Skewer. They get one of them. Weaver going to be able to time lapse out. And now Sharfik may get turned on. The Quap ulti. One more hit ought to do it. Weaver gets it. Now Blah Blah Fu going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. That Geminate attack going to help him out. Moon will get shackled, gonna latch. He's gonna be in trouble this time, not gonna have the time lapse. Nice shackle from the Windrunner. As Storm Spirit finishes him off. All the while, Dragonite pressuring the top lane. So a great exchange for Power Rangers. 2 for 3 there. It looks like there was another fight that broke out as Mirana got picked off in the top lane.
That, like the casual,
tower is under attack.
Belt of Giant Strength on the Weaver, like saved him there. If he goes for Greed, Midas Belt, he dies before he can time lapses. So it's very important for them to get these small mid-game items, even if it's just 6 strengths from a Belt of Giant Strength, 6 strengths from Embracer. It's very, very important. Queen of Bane, also very, very tanky too. 1157. Like, she's not going to die to a simple jump Storm combo, especially with Storm being under farming as he is, or like a Blink Magnus, RP Skewer Shockwave combo. Like, unless there's a Shackle to follow up or an Arrow to follow up, like, them plus Venomancer is not going to be able to get a kill. And the longer they can survive in these fights, the better, because Aspera, they have like pretty long cooldowns in terms of their initiation spells. They have RP, very long cooldown. Arrow and Vortex are generally pretty long cooldowns too, compared to something like a Dragonite stun. So the longer that PR can survive the fights, the better it's going to be for them.
Yep, I definitely agree with that.
Is there a Moonlight Shadow going to be coming out? See, they're already well prepared with the sentries, so you know that Power Rangers been playing pretty well.
Oh, Skewer from Sharfik, gonna catch the Bane. He is gonna do a defensive nightmare, but it will still cost him his life. Nice play from the Magnus. Yeah, gonna push him into that sort of awkward position between the trees, really nowhere to move to. So they grab a kill, and of course, 5 members of PR were bottom, so Cat for KM just soaking up the free farm up top. He did indeed grab a Midas, so gonna be able to start seeing some return on investment.
Back off right now. PR, they can't push into Blink RP, especially with one already down. They should just give it up and split push to other lanes and wait for more farm, like Queen of Pain getting her Orchid so she can seek out the Magnus during these team fights.
Yep. Now that RP is up, Blink on Magnus is scary. One of those heroes that just turns into a totally different presence once he has that mobility. But looks like Cheshire Cat here is going to be working towards the Orchid. Does have the double Robe of the Magi. And uh-oh, J4 and Cheshire Cat going to get caught by the RP. Is the follow-up going to be there? Moonlight Shadow going to come out. That'll be the end of the Lich. Quap going to try to blink backwards, but not going to be enough. Double kill now coming out for Sharfik. I'm not sure what their plan was right there. Trying to do a wraparound, I guess. But
they need a vision. If they want to do that, they need an Observer Ward and a Sentry over there. So they just need way too much vision for that sort of play.
Yeah. Trying to be sneaky, but you know, against an RP like that, well played by Sharfik as well. That RP was pretty spot on. Again, good reaction time to catch the Quap before she could blink out.
Very nice from her. They just need some more items. They need like BKB up on Dragonite, Orchid up on Queen of Pain, maybe one item up on Weaver too before they can start fighting, because now with the threat of RP, it's just way too much. Magnus is well on his way to a mech too. He just needs 700 gold away from. He just needs 700 gold. And yeah, they'll let Storm Spirit farm in the meantime and pot him, but it's better than just getting destroyed in these fights. They have what, 3 unanswered kills right now. Gold Lead has swung back in favor of Aspera.
Yeah, Aspera picking up a lot of momentum here. And also they could wait for that Lich mech. He's got the first 2 core pieces, just needs that recipe now. So still a little ways off of it, but going to be a big item pickup as always, especially if they're going to be interested in team fighting here, as it seems they are. ZXC maybe in a little bit of trouble down here. Is going to go ahead and burn the dragon form. He's going to get connected on by an arrow. The Gale to follow up. Nice Quap ulti though. Going to do a good bit of damage. Ink Visitor is going to die to the dot. Queen going to grab that kill with the dagger. Going to grab that last auto attack on the Venomancer as well. Going to be a 2-for-0 swing. I thought Dragonite was going to be the one in trouble, but the 2 squishies from Aspera that are going to fall. Yep, nice blink back from Sharfik. At this point though, I think Aspera may be losing this bottom tier 1. Maybe
yeah, they need that Observer Ward is getting caught. FGod needs to go there, protect the Observer Ward. No, he will not. That was a really silly loss of a ward. He could have pulled it into here too, pulled it into that creep camp. Having trouble pinging, but yeah, generally you don't want to lose an Observer Ward for free.
Yeah, generally I don't think you ever just want to give those away, but yeah, exactly right. So mid-tier 1 falls, as does the bottom. That's going to be a little bit rough for Aspera here. Wall Eater going to be in the Fiend Grip. Moon coming in. He's got a double damage on.
So greedy, Wall Eater. Did you see his zip? It was like literally like 300 range, so he could cancel the cast from Bane, and then he still got gripped.
Oh man.
Oh, Wall Eater.
Right as they're starting to grab a little bit of momentum, just look at that gold graph. A huge swing the opposite way. Power Rangers finish off the tier 1 towers, grab another free kill. Just when I thought Aspera was going to start turning it around.
Like, Aspera sometimes isn't punished for their really greedy builds and greedy playstyle. Like Storm Spirit just constantly split pushing. So is Mirana split pushing with her Midas, and PR with her very, very heavy aggression and 5-man or 4-man most of the time is really potent in dealing with this sort of greedy strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing a great job staying mobile about the map and following that team fight. That should be the completion of some of their core items. That'll be a BKB on the Dragon Knight. That'll be a mech on the Lich. And Quap, well, getting closer. Does have an Oblivion Staff now. Did opt to grab a Drum of Endurance. So that's 3 Robes of Magi that she's had to invest in so far. And the top tier 1 tower falls. Tower count now 3-2. Still in favor of the mighty Power Rangers. And also Magnus now going to grab himself a mech, as you mentioned, to go with his Blink. So...
That's very smart. Sharfik, he bought mech on Tinker last game, which is unusual, but if his team needs it, you need a mech. And there's no question that every team needs a mech by like 20 minutes, I'd say. So I think it's nice to see this unusual build.
Yeah, I like mech. Big fan.
Look how many wards they have up right now. Like 1, 2, 3 to set up around the Roshan pit. Oh, and they have sentries too. So again, PR very, very prepared. They know how to deal with Moonlight Shadow. They've played against Priestess of the Moon many times before, and their supports are not lazy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They've got this Roche pit on lockdown. They're going to move in. Let's take a look at the vision of our Radiant sign. It's completely dark. They've been counter-warded. They've been shut down. Aspera very well, maybe a little bit suspicious. They are going to shoot an arrow in. Yep, there it is. Sacred Arrow going to fly. Will connect with ZXC. They get a little bit of visual confirmation. I think they
need
can
to back off. They need to split up,
yeah,
or else they're just going to get RP'd.
They can make it into the pit.
Look at Cheshire's Cat's positioning, though. That's really good positioning from him.
Yep. So they're going to go in here, and there it is. RP going to connect with ZXC and Cheshire Cat. The Electric Vortex as well. Roshan is very low. They need to be a little bit careful here. Whoa, Quap actually going to be able to survive that. Going to be able to blink out. Chain Frost, oh, just obliterating the Magnus right there, bouncing between him and Roche. What a beautiful Chain Frost. Magnus going to buy back. The rest of the fight going to start to transpire. That'll be the end of the Bane. He's going to buy back as well. It's kind of a massacre outside the Roche pit, but Aspera going to be the ones that come out victorious. They grab the Aegis. And backfires a little bit for Power Rangers, but that Chain Frost, man.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Not the worst exchange for PR, but what really was bad for them was Dragon Knight getting hit by arrow number 1 and then arrow number 2. They even had vision of it. If it hits Roshan, they tank. He tanks. They stop taking a lot of damage, and Dragon Knight doesn't get hit. But him starting off the fight like less than half HP and easily dying to the RP instead of being able to tank it up and pop his BKB really lost the fight for PR there. So ZXC has to watch his position. They had full vision of the arrow for a good like 2 screens, and every single member of his team except for him spread out to avoid it.
Oh, arrow gonna fly again. This time gonna connect with the creep. Looks like we are going to see some defense here. Sharfik going to blink forward. Does not have the RP. Elder Dragon form, BKB. Popped right away by ZXC. That's enough for Aspera to head for the hills. Looking for a Dragon Tail here. Looks like Blah Blah Fu could be the target of choice.
BKB. ZXC, really slow reaction on his BKB.
Yep, BKB going to go down. Right away going to get Vortexed. Damage going to come out. Mech will be used. The defensive Nightmare. The rest of his team may pay for it, though. Lich going to fall. Quap ulti comes. Some low health heroes on Aspera, but they're going to finish off the Dragon Knight. Going to make it a 2-0 so far. Sharfik trying to move around the trees. Going to use some fancy footwork. Moon forced to burn his BKB as well. Does head for the hills. One last arrow going to fly. Going to be off the mark, but still Aspera going to get what they came for. 2-0 exchange. And they get that valuable kill on the Dragon Knight. Just bad BKB timing there for ZXC.
He was just really slow reacting. And when Magnus skewers in, you immediately pop Dragon Form and stun, or immediately BKB and stun. But he just hesitated. He was just really slow. Cheshire Cat gets caught out.
Arrow. Nightmare going to come. Not going to overcommit for it as Lich is back. Does not have the Chain Frost, so...
Yeah,
not quite as scary.
DK has pretty much screwed over PR's like last 5 minutes very, very badly. First with the death of the Roshan, not dodging the arrow, and then with his BKB engagement. Like, that should be easy kill. Magnus didn't even have RP there, so he's blinking in skewer and without an RP, so they can easily focus him down without that much threat. And that was his buyback too, so that would have set him back so much. But now he has a gem. They can easily kill Weaver a couple of times now. But I think it's smart that Moon went for a BKB first build.
Yeah. Let's look at that gold graph. More swinging all over the place. This is one of the most back and forth games we've seen in a while here, Merlini. A 4,000 gold deficit now turning into a 2,000 gold lead for Aspera. 6,000 gold swing following that last team fight. Now they're going to grab the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane to level out that tower count. Now going to be 3 apiece. All 6 of the tier 1s are down, and that gold graph going to hop in their favor even a little bit more here. And those core items are coming out. Storm Spirit going to be close to grabbing a Lincoln's. Orchid not too far away for the Windrunner. And Mirana probably going to start to get a little bit more scary as that Midas starts to pay off. Almost 3,000 in the bank. So if she wants to grab a Manta, whatever her first item of choice is going to be, it's going to happen before too long. As kind of the lone carry, Mirana may go for more of a damage output build. Nope, just going to grab the Yasha. It's going to do something pretty standard here. Not going to go Desolator first or anything like that.
PR needs to make something happen. Aspera got way too far ahead in the past 5 minutes, and they need to try and counteract that before their Midas, before Storm Spirit gets too big. He had a terrible start at 1-5-7, but as you said, he does have his Lincolns almost completed, and Moon almost gets hit by an arrow.
Almost. Playing with fire right there a little bit, but Power Rangers looking like they want to try and make something happen. They did smoke up before this started, so I think they were hoping to find a numbers advantage kind of exchange, but Aspera know they're picking up momentum here, and they're going to try and continue putting pressure on while they can. Recognizing that PR just don't have that same level of team fight presence they do right now, especially with the RP up. No reason not to fight. There's the skewer forward. Gonna go ahead and connect with Moon. He's gonna burn that BKB right away. Time lapse out. Now Power Ranger is gonna be in kind of an odd spot here. The Chain Frost comes out, gonna take a couple of bounces. Shackle gonna be able to finish off the Bane. The Magnus does fall, however. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Wall Eater gonna use that Vortex on the Cheshire Cat. Again, gonna be able to survive and blink out. Aegis going to be popped, and now that'll be the end of the co-op. Does die to the poison.
Shackles from Aspera. My goodness.
All of a sudden, a pretty even team fight, then all of a sudden, you're exactly right. Back-to-back latch Shackles, and it ends up being a 2-for-5. Sort of a 5-for-3. They did burn the Aegis on the Storm Spirit. That came in handy in that fight, but very convincing win for Aspera. They're going to be able to grab themselves this Tier 2 tower as well.
They weren't able to kill Mag before the RP, and that really has to do with like the Mag, the extra armor, and the extra heal too. So he popped his Mag RP. Yeah, he dies, but he still gets a spell off, and they had to blow so many spells. They had to blow like their BKBs, the Dragonite Sun, as well as the Chain Frost, and the Queen of Pain ultimate to try and burst him down in. Not getting that kill kind of cost them the fight too. Also, their position was really strange here. They were back in the trees, but Bane got shackled to this tree over here, and then the two heroes shackled at the end. Dragonite tried to use his stun, was not aware of the Storm Spirit Lincolns, and easy fight for Aspera to clean up. So still, yeah, PR definitely on the back foot. If they give up the next Aegis and that's given to Storm, I think that PR is going to have a lot of trouble trying to win this game from there. Queen of Pain does have her Orchid, but they can't kill the Storm unless he's really slow at reacting. Like, he has to blink Shadow Strike with that really long windup and then Orchid, which is too difficult. So Storm Spirit a little bit too far for PR to handle. Kill score's even, but Aspera in definite control of this game.
Yeah, absolutely right. And Power Rangers still in it, though. We're not quite at that point where it's an insurmountable lead, but getting close. Another convincing team fight, a few more of these outer towers, and Aspera may be there. Mirana now going to have a Manta following that team fight. Storm Spirit going to grab himself another ultimate orb here. I wonder, Sheepstick?
Yeah, Sheepstick. Yeah, Sheepstick's really good versus their heroes. Versus BKBs is extremely good.
And Orchid now up on the Windrunner as well. So, speaking of Orchids, Queen of Pain is, I think she's had hers for a little bit, but still going to be in the inventory. And no other really sizable item pickups from PR since we last looked. Part of that is because of their lack of success in the past few team fights. They have lost a lot of that momentum, and now Magnus going to grab himself a Force Staff as well. Windrunner going to grab hers, so a lot of mobility coming out of Aspera. I don't think they're going to be afraid to take a fight here at their Tier 2 in the top lane. As Power Rangers are grouped up, all 5 of them here. They're ready to try and make something happen. Sacred Arrow going to fly, not going to connect. Power Rangers playing this very cautiously, going to wait for the next wave of creeps, but I don't know. I think this may be an ill-conceived notion here, Merlini. Plague Ward's down already. I don't know how they're going to do this.
It's really difficult to push an RP.
Yeah, and an RP on top of that. I mean, they've got ZXC in the front lines, but
if he gets skewered back, they probably lose the fight.
Yeah. Or
if someone gets arrowed, they lose the fight.
Bane barely going to get clipped by that one. That's going to be the end of him. Exactly right. Going to be a 5v4 to start things off. There's the RP. Chain Frost going to come. Will take some bounces. Going to hop into the illusions. Still bouncing around the heroes here. The Shackle not going to latch. Still going to be enough for the Queen of Pain. That Chain Frost doing an absurd amount of damage here. Still not going to be enough for PR to take the fight. Wall Eater going to be able to stand his ground a little bit against ZXC. Venomancer falls. Down goes the Dragon Knight. And Weaver Lich, the only 2 left alive. But nope, make that just the Weaver. Nice arrow. Did not see that one connecting with the Bane. Bane was like so far away too. Definitely wasn't intended for him. Just kind of straight arrow catches him out. And
Yeah, they're very well prepared to play against Moonlight Shadow, but not versus the arrows. They've lost a few fights just due to arrow alone.
So, pretty convincing team fight for Aspera. They defend their tower, they clean it up 1 for 4. About a 12,000 gold and experience lead. Things just continuing to get worse for Power Rangers. There is a small Midas advantage on the side of Aspera, 1-0. So, all things equal, Aspera will start to pull ahead, but they've won the last 3 team fights in a row pretty convincingly. Roshan going to be up in just about 30 seconds or so here.
Yeah, they like PR. If they don't get this, they're almost out of the game. Like the lead is just getting to that point where it's near insurmountable, but not quite there yet. And PR definitely feels the pressure, and Aspera can definitely taste victory. And Marana has Chrysalis. They have like all the items that they need to. Wind Ranger with the 4 staff, and Orchid, Sharfik probably can start working on his refresher now. And their BKBs are also pretty low duration too.
Oh, here we go. The zip forward from Wall Eater. That's going to be the end of the Lich. Moon going to have a similar fate. Both of them going to hop on
Nice
that
observer
train.
reward placement by Aspera.
Yep.
That's GG. Yep, that was appropriate time to call it, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so too. With those 2 dead, Aspera would have easily moved into the Roche pit. He's going to be up in 5 seconds. No way they could have contested. I second the notion, an appropriate time to tap out from the perspective of Power Rangers, but Aspera, very well played. A pretty convincing win. They had this sort of interesting draft. We weren't sure how they were going to lane it, but they handled themselves very well. Sharfik showing us that he's got a wide range of heroes he can play. Handing the Storm Spirit over to Wall Eater did just fine on that Magnus. Going to end 7-3 and 8. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was
indeed.
3 mistakes in quick succession. The Lich and the Queen of Pain getting caught out by the T1 on bottom, and then the Roshan fight, and then the screwed BKB counter initiate by DK. Those 3 things just completely swung the favor in Aspera. And without those mistakes, PR would be on a decent foot. They had a pretty good early game, and they kept Wall Eater down, but after those 3, it's really difficult to come back, and they can't 5-man because of the threat of RP.
Yep. All right, guys, we've got 2 more coming up for you today with Starladder Season 8, Day 8. Coming up next, we'll get to see Aspera again. It's the trifecta of Aspera. We'll see how they fare against super strong dinosaurs. Match not scheduled to start for another 15 minutes or so we may have a little bit of a break here, folks, but stay with us. 2 more Dota matches coming your way.